This is me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Now, don't forget, if you want to get a reading, please email me and I will give you an appointment. Likewise, on June 2nd, that is this Sunday, we are having our third discussion on the book Being Me, Loving You. Read 6 to 10 for our discussion if you have the book. Also, June 25th, I will be in Orlando, Florida at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So if you want to hang out with me and have some butterbeer, email me so you can find out what time and where I'll be. Okay? Cool. All right, guys. Now we're going to talk about something that's very interesting. Someone said to me that they found Aquarians to have extremely strong personalities, the men and the women. And she asked me, why is this the case? I agree with her. A lot of us do have very strong personalities. Of course, it depends on what's going on in your whole chart, because some of us are stronger than others. I'm an Aquarius sun, an Aquarius rising sign, and a Sag moon. They're three masculine energies. So a lot of times my energy, my personality is kind of intense. Sometimes so much so, a little bit too much so, I should say. So it depends on the person and what's going on in their chart. But if the placements are anything like mine, you can come up with some pretty strong personalities with Aquarius. Being a masculine sign, that means that the women are going to be more aggressive than maybe some other women may be, again, based on their charts. But in general, we're ruled by masculine planets. So a lot of the Aquarius women I know are either more masculine or they are a good balance. Because when I was younger, when I was very, very young, like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, I had a very feminine energy. I was, encouraged to play with dolls. It was more, I would say, like conditioning versus anything else. So my energy was very feminine back then. I played with dolls and, Barbie, Cabbage Patch, that kind of thing. But as I got older, having more masculine qualities as a woman was actually more celebrated. And I could see how having them was beneficial to me in dealing with men and other women. So I think I developed more so my masculine energy as I started to get older. But then I came into goddess worship, working with feminine energy, working with the divine feminine. So then it was like, so for me, it just became like a balance, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. It just depends on how it's balanced. So mine became more balanced over time. I look feminine, but I got some masculine ways. I wear some masculine stuff, It is what it is. I have a strong, aggressive kind of energy that's traditionally attributed to masculine energy. So a lot of us have that. It's very common for us as women. But then you look at the Aquarius men. Aquarius men have it too, and they have it strong. And for me, sometimes it's too much. I'm going to be real honest with you. Sometimes I find Aquarius men to be a little pushy with their thoughts, with their agenda, with their, with their theories, with their energy. Sometimes I'm like, yo, back up, let her play a play, like, come on, y'all got to back up on me. Sometimes Aquarius men, to me, are a little pushy. And sometimes we get into a back and forth because I'm like, yo, brother, back up. Back up all that masculine energy, because I got masculine energy of my own, and you are you are in our personal space right now. They can be like that. Any of you who know Aquarius men know that some of them can be very pushy. Tell me in the comment section, have you ever come across this kind of Aquarius man? Likewise, in all fairness, I've been accused of being a little aggressive at times. So our women are like that too. Maybe that's why I'm sensitive to it. Because I'm like, yo, come on now. So it is something I think that as Aquarius, we need to be mindful of. That some of the times maybe we're too pushy with our thoughts, too aggressive with our opinions. You know, I get into Aquarius whenever they want me to do something or they want something for me that I don't want. That's when we get into fights because they're trying to push and push what they think is best for me. That's always what it is. And I'm like, dog, that's not what I want. Like, I know you think that's best, but that's not what I want, you know? So, yeah, you will come across Aquarius with extremely strong personalities. It was interesting as I was doing research about the topic, I found out that Saturn, one of our ruling planets, is typically masculine energy. So you got the Aquarius sign itself being masculine energy, and then you have Saturn being masculine energy. But then I looked at Uranus, and I found this to be interesting because Uranus comes up as neutral or feminine depending upon who you ask. And I thought that was interesting because I was like, when you look at Aquarius, when you look at us as how we express our sexuality, how we express our gender, how we express ourselves, you know, our clothes, our fashion. If you look at Aquarius in general, you see a lot of commonality in that balance between the masculine and the feminine. So, not so much going fully one way or fully the other. You see a lot of that balance. And when you look at our planets, it's that same balance. So, I think that the masculine energy is what makes a lot of our personalities very strong and very aggressive. I think that's what it is. And I think that it's fine. I think that's just who we are. But I think that we do have to like pay attention when it's too much. I think we have to pay attention, you know, I really do. And I think that like a lot of people don't. Like I said, with me finding some Aquarius men to be pushy, I don't think that they really notice that. It's like, can you back up off me? You know? And I think that that's one of those times when we have to check ourselves. And as females too, we have to check ourselves when our energy is being pushy, overly aggressive. You know, I remember I told you guys that I feel like sometimes we handicap people by pushing our agendas or trying to do things for them, you know, and I think that's part of that strong personality because I think that some of the people that are drawn to us don't have as strong of a personality. So we end up kind of like, you know, doing things for them, you know, being overprotective of them, you know, those kind of things. In some cases, being overbearing, you know. And I think that we handicap people. I was talking about that the other day. Sometimes we handicap people with that strong personality. So it's nothing wrong with having a strong personality. That's just, it is what it is. But just be careful about your interactions with other people and not to impose too much of your wants on other people. That would be my only that would be my only warning. You know, don't impose too much of what you want on somebody else's life. And your theories and your ideas, you know, your interpretations, they have to come to that themselves. They have to figure out what they're doing for themselves is their life. And I think that sometimes when you have a strong personality, you forget that and you push your agenda, your thoughts, your feelings too much. So just be careful with that. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to it and be careful. You don't want to handicap the people that you love. You want to empower them. So you want to teach them how to be strong like you. You want to teach them how to raise up. You want to teach them how to assert themselves when it is necessary and when it is appropriate. You want to do more teaching and less doing for them. Okay? All right, guys. So it's time for me to get going. And as always, come back because I have a lot more to say. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you know somebody who is wondering about this, please pass this video on to them and tell them I said, I would love to know your thoughts as far as do you know these aggressive, strong personality Aquarius, male or female? I would love to hear your situations. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So Everything that you need to know will be underneath this video. See you later.